So I am going to give you guys my thoughts about the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, but I'm just going to get right to the meat and potatoes and talk about the announcement that had me the most excited. Donkey Kong Bonanza. I was absolutely shocked. And for the first time in my life during a game reveal, I actually yelled out loud. I was just like, wow, I can't believe it. They actually did it. Because I was expecting a big Donkey Kong game to come up the way he was such a, crucial role in the movie, the way they're focusing on his park at the Nintendo, World Universal Parks, and even re-releasing Donkey Kong Returns HD for $60. I thought something big was coming for Donkey Kong, possibly a big new 3D game, but I did not expect Nintendo to have this game so early at launch instead of a big 3D Mario. So that was a shocker that I am absolutely thrilled about. This game looks phenomenal. It looks like it's going to be a great 3D platformer that also has some 2D kind of Donkey Kong Country style levels. And it looks like in the 3D platformer part, it's going to have a heavy focus on action with Donkey Kong punching enemies, being able to punch all the way down into the ground and like go way down below there. Looked really cool. But I do have to gloat on this one a little bit because another awesome YouTuber whose channel goes by the name of Switchboard had me on one of his collabs about over 7 months ago. And I did predict that I saw something coming big with Donkey Kong. And I predicted that I was expecting Nintendo to do something a little bigger than the 2D games this time and release a brand new 3D Donkey Kong. I just didn't know that it would be at the console launch. I expected it maybe within the first year or two. So that was the huge announcement that had me absolutely shocked and overjoyed as well. Donkey Kong Bonanza is set to release just a little bit after the Nintendo Switch 2 releases on June 5th. Donkey Kong Bonanza is going to come out on July 17th, which is really exciting that we're getting the Nintendo Switch 2 so soon and some awesome games to go along with it, because on launch day we're also getting not Mario Kart 9 like some people were saying or Mario Kart 10, but Mario Kart World. This is set up to be the most biggest and ambitious Mario Kart game of all time, with a single player mode that lets you go in free roam mode and basically just go wherever you want on this kind of like big open world map. So this game is looking really exciting. Of course, there's going to be more racers than ever. You can even change the costumes on the characters. The graphics look better than ever. And I absolutely cannot wait to play this game on launch day. The Nintendo Switch 2 is setting up to be an incredible console, possibly one of the greatest of all time. Another announcement that surprised me a bit was that right on launch day for the Nintendo Switch 2, they're adding GameCube games to the Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack only for the Switch 2. And it's going to have Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2 at launch, which has Link in it in the only Nintendo version. And they're also going to have F-Zero GX available at launch. But what I'm really excited about is that they showed future games that are going to release, and they showed Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, Fire Emblem, Radiant Dawn, that really expensive GameCube game. I was even thinking about buying it at one point, and I'm glad I did not, because even though I prefer to own my games physically, I don't want to pay no $200-300 for a game. So this is really exciting. They also showed stuff like Chibi Robo, a bunch of GameCube classics. That's going to be really exciting to be able to play these games at a more affordable cost than what the physical copies go for. That is definitely a W for this Direct, for fans and for Nintendo alike. Another first-party Nintendo Switch exclusive that kind of surprised me is that Nintendo has an exclusive game releasing called Duskbloods, developed by From Software. I did not see that coming. Nintendo getting From Software to develop a title exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2. It kind of, when you think of From Software, you think of Souls-like games. So I'm thinking it's maybe something kind of like that. It's definitely going to be action focused. And it looks like kind of a medieval setting as well. and it looks like the characters in these games have like this power to turn into like vampires and werewolves. Definitely looks interesting, and it's definitely a game that I'm going to have my eye on, and I definitely would love to see more of. Also, From Software does have Elden Ring launching for the Nintendo Switch 2 as well, and I believe that one is going to be a launch title. There was just so many different third-party announcements coming at us so quick. It was kind of hard to keep up with, and that is a great thing. We're also getting stuff like Cyberpunk 2077. Square Enix is going to be giving us Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm not sure of the release date on that one because their launch title actually for the Switch 2 is a remaster of Bravely Default, which originally came out all the way back on the Nintendo 3DS. So it is cool to see that game get some love, kind of a classic turn-based style RPG from Square Enix. I do look forward to probably picking up that one on the Switch 2, depending what the price is, because we don't really know how much all these games are going to cost yet, and I definitely can't afford to get them all at launch. I'm not a rich guy, but hey, if you want to support the channel, maybe I'll have some Amazon links in the description of this video if you want to support the channel a bit further. But just you watching the video, liking, subscribing, all that helps a bunch, and I'm truly grateful that your attention is even on this video right now. Another Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive that got announced is a brand new Hyrule Warriors game, Age of Imprisonment. This is supposed to be the prequel to Tears of the Kingdom. That looks pretty cool. Honestly, I have the Hyrule Warriors games on the original Nintendo Switch, both that came out on there, and I've played them a bit, but I've never really gotten that much into them, so I can't say I'm like really excited for that. But you know, if it gets a good price drop later on, or supposedly if it reviews really good, I'm sure the performance is going to be amazing on it, because it was confirmed that the Nintendo Switch 2 is capable of running up to 120 frames per second. And they did confirm that with Metroid Prime 4 getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition version, which you can play at 120 frames per second at 1080p, or you can play at 4K 60 frames per second. That is amazing. Nintendo is back in a big way, bigger than ever, because now it's basically like they're on the same playing field as Microsoft and Sony, with a console that has really capable hardware. It's also going to have HDR, you know, in handheld mode. It can go 60 frames per second, 1080p, and it has the Vivid HDR. So even though it's going to have an LCD screen, it looks way better than the original Nintendo Switch screen. And when it launches and I'm able to get my hands on it, I'll probably do a comparison of the Switch 2 screen compared to the Nintendo Switch OLED, so you all can see exactly what you're getting with it. And I am really excited to hopefully get this system right at launch. I know the hype is through the roof, and everybody's going to be trying to get their pre-orders in. Nintendo did also show us what that mysterious C button is going to do. It's going to connect to voice chat. You're going to be able to have voice chat on your games with your friends and family. I'm guessing you're going to have to be friends on your Nintendo Switch account to be able to voice chat with them. They'll also have parental controls, so you know, parents can still stop their children if they don't want them just going online voice chatting, maybe hearing, you know, foul words or whatever. But the voice chat feature also has an accessory made for it, which is a camera, so you can see everybody on camera, or their, you know, kind of faces can even come up on the screen in front of the game. So that's really cool. But one thing I'm hoping that Nintendo will do with the Switch 2 is, if they have all that functionality, make it where we can just stream our games like that then right from the console. That would be amazing. And if they did that, I would probably just start streaming maybe eventually on this channel. Now, to me, one of the most exciting things about this Nintendo Direct is that Nintendo only showed a handful of first-party games, and they just let third-party developers go at it and showcase all of their games. But one big shocker game that Nintendo did reveal is a sequel to Kirby's Air Ride, Kirby's Air Riders, which will launch sometime in 2025. Two great racing games in 1 year from Nintendo. That is awesome. I know Kirby's Air Ride really had a classic cult following. So seeing that get a sequel will hopefully entice more people to buy this Nintendo Switch 2 within the launch year. So we all knew that Nintendo would definitely have some kind of new quirky IP to show off the new mouse mode controls for the Nintendo Switch 2, and they did reveal that game as Drag and Drive or Drag X Drive. And this game is a 3-on-3 basketball game where you're actually in wheelchairs, and this will put emphasis on the new mouse mode controls. So that looks interesting. Depending on what the price of it is, you know, I may pick it up within the launch year, but I gotta see, because I'm hearing some rumors already about the prices of Switch 2 games. So, you know, I'm definitely gonna try to buy the best games that I'm really interested in at launch and not just go too crazy buying anything and everything that gets announced for the console. But for those of you who do, maybe put some collection videos up on YouTube. I'll live vicariously through you all. Now, the only other Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive is the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour got announced as a digital only game that you'll be able to get at launch. And this game is supposedly supposed to show you like all the functionality of the Nintendo Switch 2. We don't know a whole lot about it yet, but it seems kind of like, you know, one of those tech demo-ish kind of games, you know, that we've gotten with Nintendo when they have new features for their consoles like Wii Sports, stuff like that, 1-2 Switch. We don't know what the quality of this title is going to be, so we'll have to wait and see for that. Maybe they'll show us at one of these upcoming Nintendo Treehouse presentations that we're going to get in the next couple days, so it will be interesting to see more of that game. But there was just so many third-party games announced at this Direct that I'm actually going to look at the notes I took, so please pardon me for that. But we got Hades 2 announced, some kind of new Street Fighter game. We got a new Daemon X Machina sequel coming out for the Nintendo Switch 2, something called Split Fiction. EA was there. They announced they're going to have FIFA and Madden. 2K was there. They announced that they're going to have the new Borderlands 4 game there. They're going to have NBA 2K there on the Nintendo Switch 2. So it finally looks like Nintendo has a console that's going to get basically everything that Sony and Microsoft are getting now. So that is really exciting to see. But this Nintendo Switch 2 Direct definitely has me excited. I'm hoping that I can get my pre-order in to get this console on day one at launch so I can talk about it on the channel right away, show it in my hands, review it, all that. I am really excited for the future of Nintendo as a longtime Nintendo fan who started playing back in the 90s as a little kid when I was like 4 or 5 on the Super Nintendo. Got my first Nintendo console from my aunt. Thank you for that. She got it for me when I was 6, which was the N64. And then for my 6th birthday, my dad also got me the Game Boy Color back in the day with Pokemon Yellow. I got the GameCube later on. I got the Wii. Never got the Wii U, but then I got the Switch, and I absolutely fell in love with that console. So the Switch 2 has me just super hyped. I cannot wait to see what other games will get announced during this console's lifespan. And I just want to thank you all so much for hanging out with me, listening to my thoughts on this. And I really would like to know some of your thoughts. What games are you most excited for? Are you excited to possibly try to pick up this system on launch day like I am? I've never picked up a console at launch before, so I'm really hyped to hopefully be able to pick up the Switch 2 on launch. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you all so much. If you enjoy the content, please drop a like on this video. And if you're not already, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. And until the next time, I will catch you all later.